for today. So, Imani, can you please read out the objectives starting with students will be able to? Awesome, thank you, Imani. And Eddie, can you please read Why Do We Care?
We use,
That's okay, try it out.
we use ratios every day in our lives.
Awesome, we use ratio every day in our lives. So, for example, just to kind of see, go ahead and raise your hand if you were born outside of California. If you were born outside of California. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hands down. So we have 4. Raise your hand if you were born within California. If you were born within California. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh my God.
We got a lot of people. Okay, hands down. So this is a ratio. What we just did is a ratio. So we got the people who were born outside of California, about 4 versus about 10 to 15 people who said they were born in California. So the ratio is 4 to 15. So we actually see ratios all the time. You can do this for anything. If I were to ask you a question and some people had this answer, some people had this answer, we could go ahead and compare those because that is a ratio. So what I have here for you guys is 3 different ways that you could see a ratio. This is our first example. This is our second example. And this is our third. Based on this, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and take about 30 seconds at voice level 0 and come up with your own definition of what you think a ratio is based on these 3 examples. And I've already told you that those are all ratios. So come up with your own definition in words, all right? Go ahead and take 30 seconds and try it out now. So I see those go in their brain. I see Allison has already got started. I see Angel taking a look at the example. I see Leslie who is writing down her own definition of a ratio. I see Devon who's writing down his own definition. I see Imani working hard. I see Ariel working hard on writing your own definition. So look at these 3. Look at what you did. Good. Keep going. So a lot of people growing their brain. I see Eddie writing down his own definition. I see Julio has finished up. I'll give you guys about 30 more seconds since I see those writing it down still. And finish up your top thoughts in about 5 seconds. See a lot of people who have grown their brain. Excellent job. All right, at this time what I would like you to do is turn to the person sitting next to you and tell them a ratio is based on what you said. Go on and turn to them now. What is a ratio?
You have to say definition, not numbers.
I see Jessica who's sharing. See those who are sharing, go ahead and share guys. See Esther and Julio have shared what a ratio is.
I think
Money, Daniel, what is
something out of
Turn to him, so what is a ratio? I'm sorry, Angel, do you want to move over there? Okay. All right, 3. And in 2, finish up your thoughts. In 1, we have eyes up here. And 0, we are now at voice level 0. So I see Stanford ready to go. See Berkeley has eyes up here. See Spelman has eyes up here. All right, so let's see what you guys came up with. So Julio, tell me, what do you think a ratio is? Okay, so we can write is the same numbers, but different ways to write it. Cool? Sorry, guys.
It's all right. Yeah.
It's okay. Hi, this is Michelle. Yes. He is not. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Bye. Alright, thanks guys. Alright, so Julio said same numbers, maybe different ways to write it. Awesome. And let's see, Teresa, what did you come up with?
They're all the same numbers.
Okay, they're the same numbers, different ways. Imani, let's build off of that. What do you think? Say that one more time, a little bit louder. Awesome. So they are numbers you are comparing. Cool. And let's build off of that, Robert. Anything else?
They all will get the same result.
They all will get. Oops, my bad. Okay. They all. I'm going to write, instead of answer, Robert, I'm going to write they all are the same comparison. Okay? Awesome. Give me the agree signal if you got something kind of like this on your own paper. Okay, see some people who are writing that down. Davis, focus. Okay. So, in this case, guys, just you guys may say it out loud, crew 2. How many numbers do you guys see in each one of these ratios?
9.
How many? 2, exactly. So we have 2 numbers we are comparing, so we could write that down as something we notice. And my other question for you guys is, when you have this bar right here, what does this bar mean? What operation?
Division.
Division. Excellent, Jessica Keith, very nice. So, these are division, okay? So these are just kind of our notes to kind of get us thinking about ratios and what they are, okay? Now, objects to yourself, buddy. Let's go ahead and move on. So, now that we know a ratio is comparison, we have 2 numbers. It means division, and you guys came up with different ways to write it. Let's go ahead and go on to our example. So we have the following. Writing ratio in different ways. Now, I made up these numbers. And the example is number of students on Dr. Greenwood's bad side. Like I said, I just made up these numbers. So, we have a couple of categories that we see right here. And based on this chart, Devon, what are 2 categories that we see here? Awesome, Devon. So he said 7th and 8th grade. Those are one of the categories that we see here. And Jessica, what's another category we see?
Boys, girls.
That.
Say it one more time so we can hear you.
Boys and girls.
Okay, the category are boys and girls, okay? So we have these categories right here. So we already know that we're going to have a ratio because we are comparing 2 different things. Let's go ahead and write out our ratios. If we were to do that, we have 7th grade boys to 8th grade girls. So I'm going to look here and go 7th grade boys, we got 10, and 8th grade girls, 25. So I'm going to write my ratio 3 different ways. The first way I'm going to write is something like that. So that is one way we can write the ratio. It's 10 with the colon. That's what the 2 dots are, and 25. So I see those for writing that down next to number 1. 10 to 25. All right, then I'm going to write it another way. So I'm just going to put a comma in between them so I know there's a difference. We got 10 to 25. We also have, I could write it as a fraction, 10 over 25. Let's see so you guys can see. And lastly,
25?
yes, we have 10 to 25, okay? So these are 3 different ways you guys can write ratios. Yes, Leslie? 10 to 25. Oh, good question. Because it's 7th grade boys to 8th grade girls, 10 to 25. Good question, Leslie. Okay, so we have just written it 3 different ways. And just to kind of get this in our head, repeat after me. Ratio means comparison. Let's try it one more time. Ratio means comparison.
Ratio means comparison.
Cool. So in this case, 10 to 25, 10 over 25, 10 to 25 are all comparisons, okay? Based on this, what I want you guys to do is go ahead and take 2.5 minutes. You may be at voice level 1 if you want to work with the partner. I would like you to write 3 different ratios for each of these examples. So 8th grade boys to 8th grade girls, and then 7th graders to 8th graders. Go ahead and try those out. about now? I see Devon has already got started on number 2. I see those who are going to write the ratio in 3 different ways. I see Sam getting started. I see Joseph getting started on number 2. I see Eddie getting started on number 2. See 7th graders to 8th graders. So just think about that for a second. How would you figure that out? See those papers finished up number 2. See Daniel getting started on number 3.
Oh, you never
You can ask a partner, that's okay. What do you think? Go ahead and tell her how you came up with that. So she knows. Eddie, look at number 3 again. Look at what you're asking. Why don't you help out Eddie with that?
Oh, wait, no.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have to
Lay it.
already. We're doing different things, okay?
Yeah, nice.
What
Guys.
else?
I see those kind of figuring it out for number 3. Keep it up.
My bad, I wasn't gonna do like this. Exactly, that's what I was saying. I put a little
Okay. All right. See those who are helping each other out? At this time, what I would like you guys to do is go ahead and turn to the person sitting next to you and go ahead and share the ratios that you guys got for numbers 2 and 3. So that way you see if you got same or different. Go ahead and share with them now. What did you come up with? What did you come up with? So I see SFSU who's sharing. Oregon is sharing. Go ahead and compare it, guys. What did you come up with?
I got in 8th grade boys to 8th grade girls, got 20 to 25. And you guys got the same thing? You ugly boy.
How'd you come up with that? How'd you come up with that? How'd you guys do?
It is right.
We're gonna go over it. Go ahead and see what we got with those sitting around you.
What did you call me?
You guys tired? Yeah. I know. Alright, let's go ahead and go over these. So in 3, 2, 1, and 0. If I call on you, go ahead and let me know what you came up with, okay? So we are looking at 8th grade boys to 8th grade girls. So I know that I'm going to look at this last row right here. Devon, give me one ratio you came up with for number 2.
30. 20 over 25.
Okay, he got 20 over 25. And Daniel, give me another ratio that you came up with.
Daniel?
Cool, 20 to 25, Oregon. 20 to 25, awesome. And Joseph, we're missing one more.
20 and then that 25.
Hey guys, what's that 2 dots? Colon, nice. Okay, 20 to 25, awesome. Give me the agree signal if you got that for number 2. Awesome. Okay, moving on to number 3, 7th graders to 8th graders, okay? Now, there is actually a first step to this before you could do this. I know a couple people who are able to get that, okay? Keeper, why don't you tell the class what you did?
You add both 7 and 8.
You add 7th and 8th. Keeper, why'd you add 7th and 8th?
Because you're all 7th grade.
Oh no, I added both 7th grade.
You added, but why did you add them? Why did you add these 2 numbers?
Graders.
Ah, 7th graders. So we have to add the boys and girls. Cool. So, period 2, what's 10 plus 20?
30.
30. What's 20 plus 25?
45.
45. Nice. So, Michael, go ahead and give me one of the ratios that came up for number 3.
I am down.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead and take a shot. We know that we have 30 7th graders and 45 8th graders. So, come up with the ratio. What do you think?
30 to 45.
30 to 45. Way to show grit and try that. Cool. 30 to 45. Eddie, give me another ratio.
30 over.
Cool. 30 over 45. And Esner, give me the last one. 30 to 45. Okay, so I already have 30 to 45. So I'm missing